Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am the Maze Madman. Want to take this time to tell everyone, hit that like and subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you know every time we upload a new video. Back to it. This is Hate Week. You know why we're here. You know why you clicked on this icon, this thumbnail, because you know that I know that you know that we play the other state in Columbus. And it's time for us to start a streak of our own. And it's going to start with 2. And we're going to break this streak of not winning in Columbus, all that and more. And I'm upset. All the pundits and prognosticators choosing the other state is disrespect. I'm going to tell them why I'm mad. I'm mad because everyone that I watch on television and the radio is picking the other state to beat Michigan. And it's disrespectful. This is the fact. Michigan is the reigning defending Big Ten champions. We did it by beating the other state last year in a not so close football game, by the way. And this season, we are better than we were last season. And the other state is a vile, disgusting cesspool of cheating and criminal players and all the other things that you want to say, right? That being said, this is the position that we have grown accustomed to when going into this game, right? We have been the underdog so many times going into this game in recent memory. We have sometimes been the favorite. I think 2016 we were a betting favorite. I could be wrong on that, but 2016 I feel like we were a betting favorite. Obviously we were cheated out of that game. That was not a first down. Don't get me started on that. But anyway, I just think it's ludicrous. It's ridiculous that everybody is choosing the other state. Stephen A. Smith chose the other state. Joey Galloway, which, I don't expect anything less from Joey Galloway to choose the other state. There was Sam Acho choosing the other state. There was Jay Williams choosing the other state. Keyshawn Johnson choosing the other state. All of these people, I want them to eat crow when this game rings 000 and the guys in blue have more points than that vile, disgusting cesspool of cheating and criminals in Columbus. Bottom line, that is that. Now let's get to some analysis in why I believe in that Michigan is going to win this game. Number 1, Michigan is number 2 in the country in scoring defense. Before I even get into that, both Michigan and Ohio State are the only 2 programs who rank in the top 10 in both scoring offense and scoring defense. So we'll give them a little credit. And I meant the other state. Let me correct that. But Michigan is number 2 in scoring defense, allowing just 11.73 points per game to the opponent. The other state ranks 10th in scoring defense, allowing nearly 17 at 16.91 per contest. This is significant because obviously you want to end the game with more points than the opponent. And obviously both teams have done that to this point in the season. However, Michigan holds the opponent to less points than the other state. Now, that is a big part of that is because Michigan runs the air out of the football. They dominate in time of possession and things like that, which doesn't allow the other team's offense to be on the field as often, which is going to be key in this matchup. Obviously, Ohio State, the other state has proven to be more multiple than Michigan. And by multiple, I mean that they can skin the cat on offense in more ways than Michigan can, or at least looks like they can at this point. Michigan's pass offense, we've talked about it at length in the comment section on these videos. I've brought it up in these videos. It is not where it needs to be for them to exactly turn the reins over to JJ right now. We have ridden the backs of Blake Corum, that offensive line, and Donovan Edwards to this point in the seaon. They are why we are in this position at 11-0 going into Columbus to take on the 11-0 the other state Buckeyes. Now, on offense, the other state puts up a lot of points. 46.5 points per game for the other state. They are tied with Tennessee for the best scoring offense in the country. Michigan, on the other hand, scores 39.4 points per game, good for 9th in the country. This is significant because what that tells you is obviously, number one, Michigan holds their opponents to less points, and they also score at just under 7 points per game less than the other state. And that could be a factor. Obviously, the other state can score in bunches. They can score a lot of points very quickly. Now, let's move on to some of the individuals in this game. We're going to start right at the top. The two players in this game that are in the Heisman conversation, Blake Corum and CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud has had a decent season. I'll give him that. He is not ranked top 10 in passing yards. However, Blake Corum is number 4 in rushing yards in the country, and he has not played second halves of football games in multiple games. He just missed the second half against Illinois. Now, granted, that was for injury reasons, but those first 3 games of the season against Hawaii, Colorado State, and UConn, he didn't even play. He played sparingly in those games, and that is one of the reasons he finds himself 4th and not 1st in rushing yards. He is tied for the lead with 19 touchdowns. That is the most by a player in the country. So obviously Michigan has their superstar. Ohio State has their superstar, and they may have a superstar in the making with Marvin Harrison Jr., who is obviously a man. I'm not going to take that away from him. CJ Stroud is 18th in the nation in terms of passing yards, which is good. You know, it's just not great. Now, what I will say is he throws a lot of touchdowns. Now, some of these are just garbage touchdowns. They get in the red zone, they're on the 2-yard line, and they throw a pass instead of just running it in, which a lot of teams do these days, so I'm not going to hold that against him too much. But he has 35 touchdowns, and that is a heck of a lot. Touchdown passes, should I say. His counterpart, on the other hand, sophomore quarterback for Michigan, J.J. McCarthy, has only 14 touchdown passes, only 2 interceptions. That is a 7-to-1 ratio touchdown to interception, which is very good. He's completing 67% of his passes. 4 games ago, that percentage was at like 77%. So he's dropped in the last 4 games. In fact, a couple of those games, he's completed 50% or less of his passes. Where he's going to have a solid football game as well, because the play action pass is going to be key. I anticipate Michigan using the play action pass in this game a heck of a lot more than they have all season. I think they're averaging around 3 or 4 play action passes per game throughout the season. I expect that number to be up near 10 for this game. Now, it may not quite be 10, but it should be up near 10. Going into this game, the other state is favored by 8 points, which I feel like is disrespectful. But again, I am the Michigan madman, Mays madman. And because I root for Michigan, I obviously think that that's disrespectful. It's also disrespectful because, again, we are the reigning defending Big Ten champions. All right. One team from the Big Ten made the college football playoff last season. That was Michigan. That same Michigan team. Now, granted, we have lost some pieces. Aiden Hutchinson, Ajabo. Those guys have gone on to the NFL along with Daxton Hill. Some seniors left. Sure. But this team, like I said, is a better version of themselves. Maybe not individually in terms of individual talent. However, as a team, this is a better team. They are playing well together. we're going to get some guys back, hopefully, that have been out. Mike Morris returns. He's the leading sack man on the team this year. That pass rush is going to be important. You saw what we were able to do last season when we got some heat on CJ Stroud. He does not like to be moved around the pocket. So Mike Morris returning is going to be key. We are going to need a big day out of Iyabi Oki and the rest of that defensive line, including Mason Graham, the true freshman who has really had himself a great season. We're going to need big days out of that secondary. Will Johnson, the true freshman, who will find himself on an island against some of the best receivers in the country, including Marvin Harrison at times. I'm sure he is going to have to play extremely well. Now, to Will's credit, he has been amazing this season, but he is going to have to be a sure tackler. We're going to have to get these guys on the ground, and he's going to have to be in their back pocket in terms of the coverage, right? DJ Turner, the same. Makari Page in the defensive backfield as well at the safety position, the same. We're going to need Junior Colston to be Junior Colston. Mike Barrett, all these guys are going to be necessary and have to make plays in order for Michigan to come out on top. Now, ESPN's matchup predictor gives Ohio State the edge at 71.8% to just 28.2% for Michigan. This game is going to be played in Columbus. I get that if they want to make them the favorite, that's fine. I do think that 72% is kind of crazy, but whatevs. It's supposed to be a decent day. Game time weather is supposed to just be 46 degrees, partly cloudy. So it's not going to be, the snow showers it was last year that the other state fans claimed as the reason that they lost that game. It's going to be a pristine day for Big Ten football. So there will be no excuses there. This is what I find entertaining, though. I can't wait for Michigan to win this game and the crush that is going to happen to that fan base. They will have lost 2 in a row. They will have lost this latest one at home to their most hated rival in the Michigan Wolverines. What that can do for Michigan, obviously it would help in recruiting in the state of Ohio, by the way, where a lot of talent is. It would help nationally, the brand to restore itself. Now, granted, it has been restored to some degree just based off last year and even the success that we're having this season. But it would really cement that Michigan brand back into the national spotlight. And obviously, whoever comes out of the Big Ten West is going to get creamed by either one of these teams. So I'm not really worried about that. I do want to know your score predictions for this game. I'm going to go ahead and give you mine. I think Michigan wins a pretty close battle. I'm going to give it 34-28 final score in favor of Michigan. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think the final score will be. Also, let me know in the comment section what you think the keys to the game are. I gave you my keys. The keys are obviously Michigan offensive line being able to create holes for Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. And I say it like they're going to play because I do believe that is the sentiment at this point, that they are going to play even if they are less than 100% of themselves. I believe Mike Morris and Iyabi Oki, Mason Graham and those guys on that front line, Mozzie Smith, getting pressure on CJ Stroud is a key factor in this game. And obviously the defensive backfield holding up against those speedy and very talented wide receivers of the other state. Those are my keys to the game. I gave you my score prediction, 34-28. Tell me yours. Make sure you smash that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Until next time, I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. My ratings, they're about to go through the roof.
All right,
Rapper.
now I'm gonna calm down. So I'm gonna calm down,
please
son.
calm
I
down.
just don't get that all that mace
Okay.
and that lock. I just don't get it.